Hey everyone, it's Mari. Thanks so much for stopping by today. I'm going to be showing you a technique here that I really like to use to create a mixed media background. And so just to show you that you can create your own paper using a variety of different mixed media products. So what I'm going to do here and what I'm showing you is that you can just take a piece of white cardstock and some stencils and some other products and create something that is quite unique and in exactly the color palette that you would like. So I've just taken that Tim Holtz stencil and I've sprayed some yellow shimmers on there, and I really like the change from the geometric shape to the alphabet shape, and I'm going to put the alpha on there in a different color. And then once that's dry, you'll see me go in with another stencil and do some more colors on top of this. And so this one is more of a circular shape. And just using those different stencils and the different colors of mist, you can create a really, really interesting background for your layout so that you have some texture there and some color. Now I'm just going in and I'm putting some splatters down. And this is just a really, really fun way to create your own original background, like I said, with exactly the colors that you want. Once you know the sort of color scheme that you're going to be working with for your layout, and it's just kind of fun. I actually find creating my own background in this way to be a lot more pleasing in some ways than just using pattern paper, although I do use pattern paper for my backgrounds as well. This creating it yourself is just kind of part of the creative process in creating your own layout, and I just really like that. I find that it's a lot of fun, and if you practice at it and do it a few times and maybe create a few practice backgrounds, you eventually get something that you like, and you can just feel a little bit more confident with that. Now you can see that I did smudge my Heidi Shine there up in the corner. So I'm going to just go over top of that with some texture paste so that that doesn't have to be covered up some other way. And I'm going to just use some shimmers texture paste here to do this. I'm going to create some texture in a few different spots and a few different colors for my backdrop. And I've actually done this on different layouts on my channel before. In fact, I think I've used the same color scheme with the same technique before. And I'm going to tell you, I really struggled with this layout. I don't know why. I just could not quite. I was sort of having Scrapbookers Block. I don't know how many of you have had that before, but I definitely had this for this layout today, and I really did struggle with it. And I started it yesterday, and I ended up changing things a lot, and it doesn't actually look anything like it did when I first started the layout. And I don't know, it was just a real struggle for me this week to get this layout put together. What you can see me doing there is I've got so much stuff on this paper that it warped really badly. And I just wanted to take it and stick it down to a piece of chipboard. And that is what I'm going to do to sort of get that to lay nice and flat. So that's something that you can do just as a way to flatten out your layouts if you've had that happen to you before. I keep all of the packaging that comes with all the different stuff that you order online or whatever, any packaging that you get. I save all of those 12 by 12 sheets because this is a little thing that I have often done because I love to use mixed media, and it's not uncommon for the white cardstock to warp. So now you can see that I've trimmed down that white paper, and I've created an area over to the left where I can do sort of like a bit of a vertical patterned paper strip on the side. And I decided that I wanted to choose a few different pattern papers to put over there. And I actually started out with some yellow, but I end up changing that up. You can really see that I'm struggling with this as I work through this process, how I'm so conflicted. I don't really know what colors I want over to the left, and I don't know. It was just, I'm not really sure why, but this was just a real struggle for me. And I decided to keep it all in. I didn't edit any of it out just because I wanted to I guess just be real and show you that sometimes it's tough to put things together the way that you want them, and they don't always go in the direction from the beginning that you thought that they were going to go in. So you can just see that I'm trying a bunch of different things. I'm just seeing what I feel looks good. I had a good idea of what I wanted my entire color palette to be, because of course I wanted things to go with my mixed media, but I really struggle with the combinations, I guess, over to that left side. So I eventually decide not to use any yellow or not to use that glitter paper at all. I don't know what I was thinking with that glitter paper. I honestly just think I was in some kind of a fog with this layout. I did decide that I wanted to use a darker paper behind my photos, and so I'm going to use navy blue, and there's going to be some navy in some of the other embellishments that I'm going to use. And I knew that I wanted to use some things from the Simple Stories Carpe Diem collection, so, and that has navy in it. So I decided that I would map my photos on that, and then I took a scallop punch and I scallop punched some navy over on the left side for that strip that you see me messing around with there on the left. And I'm starting to settle in a little bit with how I want things to look, and things are starting to come together a little bit for me, but I still haven't quite completely figured things out. So I decided that I wanted to bring that aqua color into my photo mats as well. So I'm just going to take a strip of that same paper, which is from Maggie Holmes' Chasing Dreams. And a lot of the papers and embellishments that I'm using here too are from Dear Lizzie Saturday. So that 6x6 paper that I'm using behind my photographs that's kind of red and pink with a diagonal stripe is from Saturday. Now I decide that I want to use a little bit of this gold foil polka dot vellum behind my photograph as well, to bring a little bit of gold into my layers. And so you can just see I'm sort of all over the place with this layout, but I do really like that vellum in the layers. I think it just adds I like that little sparkle of gold there, and it looks good. So I'm going to do that, and then I think I've stuck that navy scallop border edge down to my aqua paper. And now I've decided you can see here, I've decided for sure just to use that pink ampersand paper over to the left. And I just think it looks a lot less busy than trying to incorporate that yellow over there as well. It was just getting to be a little bit too much with that yellow pattern paper there. Also, I like the aqua because it's a little more of a subtle pattern. And I think that's a good combination there now that I have going on those vertical strips on the side. So now I'm happy with my photo layers and the repeating of that little scallop border punch underneath my photographs, which repeats that from the left side there. I'm okay with now just starting to go in and check out some of the embellishments that I am picking from the Simple Stories collection. This actually was from, I think, the Hip Kit back in October. And I still have some of those little odds and ends in my stash that I want to use. And I like the color combination for this layout. This layout is documenting spring, when my kids were probably, I want to say, about 7 and 10, something like that. And they used to just really love to go out in their boots in the spring and play in the puddles. You can see that's what they're doing here. So it's a springy layout, and I wanted to have some really bright springy colors. And so that was what I was going for here with my color scheme. And I love these colors together, and they're all colors that were in that October Hip Kit. Now, as I'm looking at embellishing, I'm thinking I need something down in that bottom right-hand corner just to balance things off. So I'm going to just work on a little cluster down there as well. And I'm going to pop some things up on foam tape or foam dots here. I'm going to just go into my stash, and from that Saturday collection from Dear Lizzie, I'm going to add some of the chipboard pieces. So you'll just see me adding, switching things up a little bit and changing the colors of those little plus signs here and there. And I'm starting to really like the looks of things. I think it's going to work. So I've done my journaling now on that little journaling piece that's to the left of the photographs. And I've just gone into my stash. I'm going to put some little phrase stickers down now that are from the Chasing Dreams collection. And I am going to be almost finished. I do end up adding a few navy blue Heidi Shine splatters here and there, and they get a little bit large in places, so I end up moving some of my chipboard around a little bit to cover up some of the large splotches that end up on my layout. But I like this layout, how it turns out in the end. I think it's kind of fun. I love the mixed media background, and I really do love using my own mixed media backgrounds a lot. I challenge you to do that if you haven't been brave enough to try that yet, or you're not really sure if it's your thing. Get into your stash and try some mixed media for a background for yourself if you've never done that before. It's not that tough to do. And, if you don't like the way that the background looks, you can start over. The worst that you can do is ruin a piece of white cardstock, which isn't the end of the world. And the only way that you'll really ever truly like what you create there is if you practice with it a little bit. So you can see that I've just added a little bit of sewing with gold thread just to bring the gold around a little bit, not just in that photo mat. Thanks so much for stopping by today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you're having a wonderful spring so far, and I'll see you another time on my channel. Bye-bye.